Hello, good morning. Good morning to Live at 9, our morning reset for Tuesday for the rest of this week. Good to have you here. I'm Chelsea. Good to see you. This is the place for women who are stressed out, burnt out, overwhelmed, and are looking for a place to slow down, be supported, and to feel better in our bodies. So I'm honored to have you here. Let's go ahead and settle in to our time together. Wherever you are, closing the eyes, relaxing the hands down by the sides, or perhaps placing them on the body. Inhaling through the nose, parting the lips with an exhale. Again, inhaling through the nose, parting the lips slightly, exhale. And with each exhale, begin to feel a sense of downward movement. Inhale, exhale, down, down, down. As you exhale, the shoulders become heavy. They drift down. With the exhale, the hips become heavy, softening down. And the pelvis becomes heavy, softening down. Nothing here for you to hold up or to do. Letting the whole body begin to soften and sink down, down, down. And do a body scan beginning at the top of the head, moving all the way down to the base of the pelvis. And notice any areas of tension or tightness or soreness. For me this morning, it's the left side of my neck and shoulder. And those places that you find, invite a bit more softening and releasing down, down, down. Let the softening help with the release of any tension, tightness, stress, or overwhelm that might be stuck in the body. Soften and release. Allow the jaw to soften, the tongue to soften, The forehead to soften. All the tiny hair follicles on the scalp, allow them to soften and release. Down, down, down. And then as you're ready, slowly opening up the eyes, taking in the light, the space all around you. Maybe moving the eyes up and down, side to side. Maybe give a nice sigh out. And so I hope you're having a wonderful summer. I am having a great summer. It's been a wonderful time so far, but I've actually been very overheated this summer, and it started off this way back in the beginning of summer at the end of June when I was in the heat wave in Paris, and it's kind of lasted as I'm back here in Southern California, and I live close to the ocean and I don't have air conditioning, so it's been extremely hot. And I've noticed these symptoms showing up in my body. And then I went to the fair a few days ago and I had all the fair food, right, which is naturally heating. It's the fried foods and the fried desserts and the ice cream and the beer and all this stuff, and I've definitely been feeling it in my body. So what does that look like? Because you might be feeling that too. And so when we're overheated, when we have what's called the pitta dosha, when too much of it is in the body, what are some things that we naturally reach for? We naturally reach for foods that are cold and sweet. And what is cold and sweet? Ice cream. And I have been on this ice cream kick these last 2 weeks. And it really is because that fiery element is so high in my body that I'm naturally, without even thinking about it, reaching for something that's cold and sweet because that is going to bring the fire down. And the thing though, if we do the cold and sweet ice cream or frozen yogurt over time, is one, if you're like me who just puts on weight thinking about it, we might gain weight, but also it creates more inflammation in the body. It can increase feelings of sluggishness and inflammation and feeling swollen. And so I went to the fair and I had all this really delicious food, but I paid for it the next day because I woke up feeling so swollen and sore in all of my joints, which reminded me I'm not young anymore. And two, I have to really pay attention to how I'm feeling and how the symptoms are showing up in my body. Because not only am I reaching for the cold food, but I'm also feeling a little bit nauseous and lightheaded and just a little bit off. And these are also symptoms that the heat, that pitta dosha is a little bit too much in the body, and I need to kind of counteract that and bring it down. So I feel better now and I'm not paying for it when we transition into fall. And so talking about this, I went to a yoga class here locally at a studio that has heated floors. All the classes are pretty warm, but I went to a slow flow class because I figured, it's slow enough, the heat won't bother me. And the class was wonderful and great. But afterwards, I felt lightheaded and nauseous, which I was already feeling hot from the heat and the no air conditioning in my apartment. And then I went to this yoga class that was in a heated studio, and I came back home and I felt nauseous and lightheaded. Too much heat in the body and not enough cooling. And so, as I was thinking about this, I was thinking that you might be experiencing it too, because I've heard it from other people who are feeling a little bit lightheaded or nauseous. Maybe the appetite is gone. These are all things that can show up in summer and show us that our fiery element within us is a little bit too high. So, what are some things that we can do that are some practical steps, especially when we want to reach for that ice cream, right, to cool off the heat, but knowing that in the long run, that's probably not the best thing that we could do for the body. And so I've come up with this. One is to stay cooler earlier in the day. What do I mean? I mean drinking more water, drinking more coconut water, drinking more lime water. I have a watermelon chiller that I've started to use, which is about a cup of chopped watermelon, throw it in a blender, put a little bit of coconut oil in it, dash of cardamom or cinnamon, and blend it up, squeeze some lime juice on it. And then that is a natural cooler for the body. It tastes pretty good too, right? To eat foods, I've been increasing my bitter foods, things like spinach and kale and mustard greens, and increasing the basmati rice. Basmati rice is naturally sweet, so I'm combining the bitter and the sweet tastes to kind of counteract that heat that's rising in the body. Staying away from the heavier meats. I had some beef kebabs and it did not digest well. And it was too taxing for the body. Summertime is when we really want to lean into the lighter foods, the lighter freshwater fishes, the fruits, right? I've been eating fruit now, pineapple for lunch and breakfast, because I just haven't been that hungry. I was reminded, because I was out doing some gardening work a few days ago, and it was getting really hot around 11, to get outside if I have to garden earlier in the morning or later in the evening. I'm fortunate enough to live within walking distance of the beach. And so at night, I've been able to walk down to the beach to cool off a little bit, which has been a wonderful natural cool down. And you might have a lake nearby, or a waterfall in your backyard, or a nice fountain, whatever it is. Maybe visit some cooling spot with some nice cool water that you can experience as the evening is winding down. Also, I was reminded that now is a perfect time to do meditation, to do more slow movement, slower yoga. Right? Not everything has to be done at 100%. We can back off sometimes, and summer is the perfect time to do that. So if you have started off your summer, you're doing all the things, and you're starting to notice the symptoms showing up in your body, or it's starting to your body is starting to pay for what you're doing, now is the perfect time to just incorporate one thing, two things to help bring the temperature down naturally. That does not include ice cream and frozen yogurt. And your body will thank you as we transition into fall in about a month and a half. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay cool, use fans, use those spritzers I see everyone using, wear hats, light colors, right? Remember to keep the water bottle with you. Maybe it's lime water. Maybe you have your favorite berries in the water as well. All these things will naturally begin to cool the body. Also, you can, if you have fresh herbs, you can chop up some herbs and put them in an ice cube tray, put some water, freeze them, and then you can put the ice cubes in your water, and then you'll naturally have some cooling herbs in the water, more water intake, and these will naturally help cool the body. This is also good if you don't like plain water, but you want it to have a little taste. That's good as well. So, I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me this morning. I will see you here next Tuesday, live at 9 a.m. Please like, subscribe so you do not forget, so that you get a reminder that we're here. And thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.